stop eating noodles the old way. There's a simpler way to turn instant noodles into something that tastes like a five-star restaurant dish. Hi friends, it's Nancy here. Today, I'm going to share with you a simple method to cook instant noodles so they turn out soft, fragrant, and just like a restaurant-quality meal. The process is very easy and uses ingredients you may already have in your kitchen. And be sure to stay with me, because once you watch this video to the end, you may never cook noodles the old way again. Instead of boiling the noodles or frying them in oil like usual, place the noodles on a steamer rack, set to medium heat, cover, and steam for about 25 minutes. The first time I tried steaming noodles my grandmother's way, I was a bit worried because it took quite a long time, and I thought the noodles might get too soft. But when it was done, I was really surprised by the result. So if you want to try it, don't worry, all you need is a little patience. To save time, while the noodles are steaming, I'll prepare a few extra ingredients for the dish. Start with some green onions. Separate the white and green parts, then chop them finely. Take a small piece of fresh ginger, slice it thinly, then mince it. Do the same with a few cloves of garlic to bring out their aroma. Next, prepare your protein. You can use a small piece of lean pork. Sliced thinly so it cooks quickly and evenly. If you prefer something lighter, you can substitute it with other ingredients you enjoy. Then take a handful of cabbage, slice it into thin strips, and set it aside. Add a small amount of bean sprouts and rinse them gently with clean water to remove any dirt. It took me about 10 minutes to prepare these ingredients. Now I'll start building the flavor for the dish. Place a pan on the stove and heat it gently. Since my family often uses vegetable oil, I'll use it for this dish today as well. Add a small amount of cooking oil to the pan and let it heat slowly. If you prefer a richer flavor, you can use a few small pieces of pork fat. Pork fat can enhance the aroma and make the dish more flavorful. But eating too much may increase unhealthy cholesterol and put extra strain on the heart over time. So I recommend using it in moderation, especially for those who may be at risk of heart problems or weight gain. Once the oil is hot, add the sliced pork to the pan. Spread it out so it cooks evenly, and let it sit for a moment before gently stirring. Cook over medium heat until the edges turn lightly golden. At this stage, the meat begins to release its natural flavor, and you'll notice a warm, comforting aroma that makes home cooking feel so inviting. Next, add the minced garlic, chopped ginger, and the white part of the green onions. Stir gently and cook until fragrant. It only takes a few seconds, but you'll immediately notice the aroma becoming deeper and more layered. If you enjoy a bit of heat, you can also add some chopped chili at this point. Add the cabbage and bean sprouts, then slightly increase the heat. Stir everything well so the vegetables are evenly coated with the oil and the flavors from the pan. Once the vegetables begin to soften, add a little soy sauce to enhance the flavor. Continue stirring gently, and you'll notice the colors becoming more vibrant and the aroma richer. The dish feels fresh, warm, and full of flavor, the kind of smell that makes you look forward to the very first bite. Do you have your own noodle recipe at home? Feel free to share it in the comments. I always enjoy learning new kitchen tips from you. Once the ingredients are cooked and fragrant, pour in a bowl of water. You don't need too much. just enough to cover the ingredients and create a light broth. Give everything a quick stir, then cover the pan with a lid, lower the heat, and let it simmer gently for a few minutes. This is when all the flavors begin to come together. The aroma will slowly become richer and more comforting, spreading gently throughout your kitchen. After about 3 minutes, carefully remove the lid. You'll be welcomed by a warm, inviting smell. At this point, you can use a strainer to lift out the solid ingredients and set them aside, keeping the flavorful broth in the pan. Now the time is just right. Gently loosen the instant noodles that were steamed earlier. Can you see, even with the longer steaming time, the noodles are still chewy and not mushy at all, like when cooked directly in water. Add the noodles straight into the broth. Use chopsticks or a fork to gently press them down so they absorb the broth evenly. Cover the pot and cook the noodles over low heat. Once the noodles have absorbed enough broth, remove them and place them on a plate. This light steaming step helps the noodles absorb flavor while keeping them soft without becoming soggy. And now comes my favorite part. Carefully return the cooked ingredients you set aside earlier back into the pan. And spread the noodles evenly on top. This helps the flavors distribute more naturally. Add a little chopped green onion on top. Then cover the pan again and let everything steam for another 2 minutes. This second steaming step is very important. It allows the noodles to fully absorb the flavors from the ingredients while giving them that perfect, slightly springy texture. When the time is up, remove the lid and gently mix everything together. Use chopsticks or a fork to lift and turn the noodles, making sure the sauce coats every strand evenly. As you mix, you'll notice the noodles separating nicely, not sticking together like they often do when boiled. Now, transfer the noodles to a plate and enjoy this dish with me. Wonderful! The noodles are soft but not mushy, with a light bounce. Each strand is gently coated in a rich, savory sauce. The aroma is warm and inviting, with a hint of garlic and ginger in the background. The vegetables add a fresh balance, while the noodles remain smooth and never sticky. I wish you could be here with me to experience this difference. You don't need complicated techniques or expensive ingredients to make a dish taste better. With just a few simple steps and a little patience, you can turn an everyday meal into something warm and delicious. If you find this idea helpful, feel free to share it with others who might enjoy it. And if you like simple, practical cooking tips like this, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video.